gente. Greetings, good people. I hope that everybody is fine and doing well, happy, healthy. As I promised in my video where I welcomed Precious to New York, I will be sharing with you some pictures from my time working in Zambia. Now, I already have a video, it's a slideshow from my time in Zambia, and that one focuses on my time with the ZICC, the Zambia International Christian Church. And this time I'm going to be sharing pictures from my work. The work that I was doing in Zambia was in the area of HIV and AIDS. That included work in the Condomize program, which is all about HIV prevention. And Precious is a colleague I met when I was in Zambia. She is an expert and excellent communications officer. And so actually a number of the pictures of my work there were taken by her. Other pictures, she's there and in the picture, doing her work as well. And then there are a bunch of other pictures. And so it was my pleasure to be able to welcome her to New York, coming here in order to do an assignment. And what she's going to do now, before we get to the pictures, is let us know a bit more about Zambia. So if you don't know anything about Zambia, this is your chance to get to know a few fun facts. And if you do know a bit, this is a chance to increase your exciting knowledge about this wonderful and beautiful country. And so what we'll do here is, to get us going with the pictures, we will get Precious to help us with an introduction and help us to know a bit more about Zambia. And here is Precious.
How are you?
Good. Hi, Precious.
I'm good.
All right. Nice. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
My
time.
office.
Yes. Great to see the office. Wonderful office. You're looking very much at home.
Yeah.
So, nice. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
We saw you in an earlier video when you arrived. So, we hope that so far, New York and your work are being good to you.
Great. I'm fully settled now. I love the city. Great colleagues. Very happy.
Nice. So for anybody who maybe is not familiar with Zambia, or maybe they've heard of Zambia, but they might not know a whole lot, what would you like people to know about the wonderful
Zambia?
country
Oh my
of
goodness.
Zambia, aka Z?
Z.
And you can also tell us what that means.
So Z basically is the short acronym for Zambia.
All right. Excellent.
And where do I even begin to talk about Zambia? Oh my goodness. So 4 fun facts, interesting facts that many people would not know about Zambia. First and foremost, Zambia is named after the Zambezi River.
All right.
For those of you who might not know, the Zambezi River is one of the longest rivers in the world. Cuts across Zambia from the north all the way down up to the south into Zimbabwe. Yeah? So that's number 1. Number 2, and this is something that many people know, Zambia is home to one of the biggest waterfalls in the world and cited as one of the UNESCO World Heritage 7 Wonders of the World. That's the Mighty Victoria Falls. In Zambia, in our local language, we call it Moseotunia, meaning the smoke that thunders. Okay?
Nice.
Number 3, Zambia is home to the largest man-made lake in the whole world. The Lake Kariba. This is something that many people don't know. The Lake Kariba is the largest man-made lake in the whole world, and it is based in Zambia, in the southern province of Zambia. Number 4, Zambia has 72 spoken languages. And this is what many people may not know, but 72 spoken languages in the country. And of course, last but not least, Zambia is home to one of the nicest people in the whole world. You can never walk 5 minutes in any street and not see someone smile at you and greet you in our local language. Muli Bwanji, Muli Shani, Muli Wuti. So those are 4 of the 72 languages I've greeted you in. So just one of the few interesting things about Zambia.
Thank you very much for that wonderful overview of Z. All right, Zambia, aka Z. Allow me to ask.
Yes, please.
So you mentioned 72 languages. That's a lot of languages for one country.
It is.
So is there a national language?
No. So interestingly enough, there isn't a national language. So like many countries, English is the widely spoken official language. So we call it our official language. But apart from that, we do have some prominent languages: Nyanja, Bemba, Tonga, Lozi, Kaonde, Luvale, just to mention a few. But we do have 72 languages. Some of them are very similar and some are widely spoken. I could say about 5 or 6 are widely spoken, and the rest are very few people who speak them, but they are indeed 72 languages.
Wonderful. Which language in the capital city, Lusaka? Is there 1 or 2 that are predominant among the 72?
Yes, so in Lusaka you would hear many people speak Nyanja. Sometimes it's referred to as Ngoni, but it's Nyanja. You will also hear a lot of people speak Bemba. So those 2 mainly. And in a few places of Lusaka, you also hear Tonga and Lozi and Luvale, but mainly Nyanja and Bemba.
Nice.
So that's only Lusaka. But if you go to the other provinces, say in the northern part, you hear more people speaking Bemba and Luvale. In the western part, you hear more people speak Lozi, and in the southern part, Tonga. So, and in the eastern part, Nyanja. So Lusaka, you hear more of the language spoken in the east and the language spoken in the up north in Lusaka.
Okay, nice. Thank you. And I know the greeting I'm most familiar with, and that's the greeting you've also used on me, is Mulibwanji.
Mulibwanji.
Which language is that?
So Mulibwanji, we call it Nyanja.
Okay, so that's Nyanja.
That's Nyanja.
Including the word Zikomo. Is that?
Zikomo, meaning thank you, is also Nyanja.
Okay. Excellent. You mentioned Victoria Falls.
Yeah.
So question, is there a time of the year that, let's say, is most recommended for somebody who wants to visit the falls? Is it pretty much the same year round, or are there times of the year that are most recommended?
There are times of the year when it's most recommended. So, the water fills up to its highest level immediately after the rainy season. So our rainy season is typically from around October until March. So April, May, that's the highest peak of what we call the water level in the falls. So if you come April, May, you really love. Sometimes it's really difficult to even see because you see a lot of smoke from the water as it goes down into the river, and it's beautiful, and that's where the name comes from, actually, the smoke that is, because back in the day, as people would move near the falls, all they could see was this smoke, and they wouldn't know where it was coming from. But then it was discovered by then that it was actually the falls that was falling down from the Mighty Zambezi River. And sometimes you could get literally soaked from even as many miles away walking towards the falls. So that's just some insight on how big and large it is.
All right, wonderful. That is fascinating. I know that, so I have visited Victoria Falls, by the way, and I think I went at the wrong time of the year, but that's okay. Being there was just stunning, all right? So I missed what Precious said, where you get soaked and all that, so maybe a good excuse for me to return to Zambia. In the first video where we saw you, we saw your arrival at JFK Airport in New York, Queens, New York, Jamaica, Queens, New York, to be precise. And you said, all right, you said that the international airport in Lusaka, I believe it's called Kenneth Kaunda International Airport.
The KK Airport.
Yes, is better than JFK.
And I still maintain it is better than JFK now, the new airport. So we have a new airport. It was built starting 2021, end of 2021 into 2022. Beautiful building, recently built. Large glass walls. And I still maintain that it is more beautiful than JFK. If you put pictures of the two in this video, you can compare the two, and I'm sure you'll agree with me.
All right, that is a very objective, all right? That's an objective opinion, all right? There's no subjectivity in it. She's not saying it because she's Zambian. She's saying it as an appreciator of airport architecture. I personally saw the renovations in progress.
Yeah.
I have not seen
The final
this spanking new, gleaming, state-of-the-art version of the airport. Question about Victoria Falls.
Yeah.
All right. So in my shall I say conversations with Zambians and with Zimbabweans, each says that their country has the better side of the Victoria Falls.
Which is true.
All right.
And I'm not saying this because I'm Zambian, but I think our side is better. I would not tell you why, because then I would want people to come and experience it for themselves. But fun fact is, David Livingstone, the first European to, I would say, see the Victoria Falls, not discover it, because it was already discovered by the natives, obviously. So the first European to see the Victoria Falls came through the Zambian side. His trip to the falls was facilitated through the Zambian side. So that's one of the, iconic things that you would see at the falls. You would see his statue right on the Zambian side, and there's a famous quote that he said about the falls. I'm sure it is linked down below. But yeah, and when you get to the falls, on both ends of the Zimbabwean side and the Zambian side, there is this little bridge, so not the big bridges where you drive with a car, but those little bridges where you walk across the Victoria Falls. So now kudos to the Zimbabwean side, actually, and this is one of the things that would be a better advantage on the Zimbabwean side than on the Zambian side, is that the bridge that you walk across the falls itself is a little bit larger on the Zimbabwean side, called on the Zim side, and on the Zambian side. So you get this, wider view and steeper view of the Victoria Falls from the Zim side. Whereas on the Zambian side, as beautiful as it is, the bridge to walk across the falls is not as lengthy as the Zim side. But I still maintain that it's beautiful, more beautiful on the Zambian side. But let's hear what other people think. If they do visit the two, they could compare and let us know.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Precious. So that's everyone's homework here. Land at Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. That's number one homework. And then head on out to Livingstone, to Victoria Falls, and come back with the conclusion, the obvious and only proper conclusion, that the Zambia side of Victoria Falls is nicer than the Zimbabwean side. Don't tell anybody from Zimbabwe that I just said that. All right.
We look forward to welcoming you back in Zambia. Hopefully soon, at the peak of the Victoria Falls.
Precious, thank you very much for that wonderful overview of Z. All right, Zambia, aka Z. So with that, that's a little intro to Zambia. And so I'll go ahead and I'll share with you, as I said in my last video, or the preceding video, pictures from my time in Zambia.